It's time for the Bonanza. Let's saddle up and ride her on in. Here's your cowgirl, Leanne Ely.
Yeehaw! It's the Bonanza! You got to do it, guys. You got to do it. Well, listen, I graduated to the bandana because the hat gave me a rash going across my head, but who cares, right? The point is I show up, I'm going to whoop some cowboys and bring some cowgirls in. I'm feeling frisky today. How about you? Andrea, good to see you. Flynn is in the house. Tracy, Nancy, Helen. We're going to have a good time. I'm telling you, we're going to have a good time. And a little birdie told me that a little text message just went out. How exciting is that? Joanne, hello. Jackie's here. Carol's here. Tracy, I love the hat. Nancy, Gloria. Watch your text messages. Who's getting our text messages? This is what you need to do to get them, by the way, because there is extra special yumminess in those. You're not going to get them anywhere else. You text the word join to the phone number 855-960-3720. Do it now. Come on down. Hey there, Lizzie and Debbie. And who else do we have here? Jocelyn's in the house. Good to see you. Kathy, look at you. I'm so glad you're here. Janine is here. Say hello to Janine for me, Joanne. I'm glad she's here. Terry and Lucy. We're whooping it up again. You know, we don't stop. We do not stop. And a little birdie told me, that you have been going crazy. And let me just tell you, last night, you blew the doors off of our inventory. You did. You did it again. I'll tell you, I wasn't expecting that. I just wasn't. With this close to the holiday and what have you, didn't matter. You signed up for the tests. Good for you, Sarah. Yay. Oh, good. She said, hello. That's sweet. Doris is here. I'm so glad. Terry's got her howdy on, by the way. I just want you to know. So if I say howdy, pinkies up, okay? That's what we're going to do today because howdy ho, whoop, pinkies up. It's a good day for a bonanza. It is. I'll tell you what, I'm all about it. And we are going to take it down again this whole day. We're doing it again tonight on Crowdcast. We may have some more chair dancing. I don't know how many of you enjoyed the chair dancing, but I'm willing to put myself out there. I had a good time. I had a blast, but we had an absolutely enormously fun time. Andrea got the memo. She sees it. Tell Mark that all the sales mean room in the house for more products. It's true. You know, he is looking at me like he's giving me the skanky eye. You know, that like, no, you're not doing that, Leanne. And I'm going to tell you what, do I have some things on the drafting table, shall we say, for 2022. Can you believe this? Years are just kind of coming up and getting me. Uh-oh. Hold on. Got to get my one thing or we're going to not have it. Did I do that? Now you know I sit here with a blankie. I have to. I get cold. So listen, I almost forgot one of our offers, and it's a good one. So you don't want me to not do that. So it was a really fun time last night. We had a blast. Thank you to everybody. Nancy, listen, I have to tell you this. I'm just true confessions here. Nancy came on camera. She had her hat blinged out. She had on a shirt with a matching pink bow tie, and she got up and she started riding a cowboy. I mean, I almost fell over. It was the best thing ever. So Nancy, you get massive props. Massive props. We love you. It was so much fun. Hey there, Angie. I'm so glad you're here. I want you all to show up tonight. Okay. savingdinner.com/bonanza. And I don't know, I might throw an extra ringer in there. Just heads up, Jenny. Hey, Karen, I'm glad you're here. So we just had Marguerite's in the house. So's Kimberline. Yay. So fun. So anyway, I'm just saying, if you don't get your seat, you don't get in. You don't get in. It doesn't cost a dime. savingdinner.com/bonanza. You will see that right there on the page. It'll say save my seat or whatever it says for Friday night. Because Friday night we do it on Crowd Class. We play music. Da 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 da. Yes, you are. Surprise! See how much fun it is working with me? Anyway, so we have some really tremendous offers. And one of the things that I really love to do is I love to teach. When I find something new, I don't keep it to myself. I tell everybody I know about it because it is the most amazing thing ever. If I think it's a needle mover, if I try it out, if I experiment with it, because I don't bring anything on board that I don't try for at least a month or two. That's the truth. I'm going to read the studies. I'm going to see all the stuff. But it's got to work too. And if it works on me, my goodness, me with the damaged thyroid and all the other stuff at 63 years old, heck yeah, giddy up. It's going to work. Yes, Jenny is the bomb. She is .com. And Nancy, you make us happy too. You are just such a vibrant part of this whole community. And so are all of you. So thank you so much again for showing up and for being a part of the Bonanza, because it's going to be all the way. We've got 3 things that I know you're just going to absolutely jaw droppers. That's all I have to say about that. Okay. So there's my girl, Martha. Glad you made it. So glad to see you. It's so fun, but Martha's a part of our inner circle. We gave away an inner circle seat last night too. That was our big prize. Today, what is our big prize today? Oh, today's big prize is a really big prize too. So you're gonna love that. Thank you, Gloria. I'll take that. Gloria said I don't look like I'm 63. I will take that. Thank you so much. I am not anti-aging. I'm just I'll tell you quite honestly though, I also I want to defy age, because I don't want my chronological age to define me, right? Amen to that. Hey there, Francesca, Juanita, howdy. Okay, you heard me. I said howdy. What does that mean, y'all? You know it. Pinkies up. Should we get started with our first goodie? Because I'm telling you, we got a lot of stuff to go through, and I am just all over this. All over this. There goes Joanne. She's got it. Lisa's got it. Hi, Lisa, by the way. Lizzie gets it. I'm old enough to have a 30-year-old baby. My son is turning 30 on Friday or Sunday. Sunday, yeah. Look at all you with your pinkies up. I love it all. I love all of it. It's so much fun. Okay, so let's go through this, shall we? The first deal up. Are you ready for it? Do you need a drum roll? I'm kind of thinking you need a drum roll. Uh-oh. Yep, there it is. Maybe you need a drum roll. Anyone? Brrr. That's this and that's that. Okay. You know what it is? It is the Appetite Control Kit. Now, when you buy the Appetite Control Kit, what you get in the Appetite Control Kit is 3 bottles of Crave Crusher, because you go through that a lot more. And you get 1 bottle of Leptofix. Okay, so that will give you, a month's supply, or a month's supply. But here you go. If you buy 2 kits, you're going to get a 3rd one free. You know what that's going to do? That is going to take you all the way for a year. A year. And I'm going to tell you why I think this is some of the most important business that we've ever done. This is these 2 supplements are critical. And let me tell you, I use them every single day. Every day. Wouldn't be without them, and there's a reason why. Now, I take my Leptofix every single morning on an empty stomach. Every single solitary morning. Come rain or shine, snow or not snow, whatever. I'm taking it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, because that's the way you take Leptofix. It's right there by the coffee filters. There's no excuse to miss it. Okay, that's what I do. Leptofix helps with broken leptin. Now, leptin is our controller. Leptin helps us so that we're not going to go off the rails with crazy town eating and just opening up the refrigerator and going wah, 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 wah. You know what I'm talking about. Leptofix helps with that broken leptin. leptin breaks as we lose fat. So isn't that a bummer? It truly is a bummer. You know why? Because when leptin breaks, what happens? It breaks because fat is leaving our bodies, and as it breaks, our appetite increases. Isn't that a bummer? It's like this paradox that's just absolutely nuts. It's a paradox. And the paradox is that as you're losing weight, you're going to feel like you need to eat more food, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You've shown great restraint. You're doing all this work. Then what? It's crazy. But here's the deal. Leptofix has the ability. It's got NAC, and it's also got, let me just put it to you this way. It's a proprietary formula, and it's amino acids and all this stuff. It's all put together in order to make it. My phone is lighting up. Stop it. Is in order to make it so that your leptin gets put back together again. Leptin's like Humpty Dumpty. It fell, it crashed, it lives in your fat gets burned, your leptin gets broken. So what happens? We need something to put it back together again. That is what Leptofix does. Now, this was formulated. We had a version of this a while ago, and it was extraordinarily expensive. So I went to and it worked. I loved it. So I went to my formulator of the new company that puts all of our supplements together, and I said, can you make this? Can you make it just a little cheaper? Because nobody's going to be able to afford this. Can you make it so that it actually works? And he goes, oh yeah, no problem. Put it together, sent it to me, and I started taking it. And that's when I also asked him, I said, well, what about this one? Because these crave crushers really work. Now, you know how I feel about L-glutamine. I love L-glutamine because it knocks a craving out like that. Well, sustainability is another thing entirely. I think we need two. We need to sustain those crushings of the cravings, right? We also need to have something instantly available at our fingertips, literally at our fingertips, like L-glutamine. So we have Leptofix to fix the leptin. Leptin, again, is that hormone that says, let's eat, let's eat, let's eat, I'm sorry, that's ghrelin. Leptin is the one that says, you're done, everything's fine, you don't need to eat anymore. Good, we're good to go. It works in conjunction with stomach stretch receptors. But again, if it's in the fat, you're losing fat, then it gets broken. So we need to fix that. That's what Leptofix does. And for whatever reason, and I'm not even sure what the reason is, but that was absolutely the whole thing. And that's what the formulator said to me is it needs to be taken on an empty stomach or it's not effective. Okay, so it's the first thing in the morning deal. And again, I'm absolutely 100%. I am living proof that this works. Secondarily, Crave Crusher. You take this with your other supplements as you're breaking your fast. Now remember, when we take our supplements, the reason that we're taking our supplements, oops, I got to get my thing going here. Okay, 15 minutes on the clock. The reason that we're doing that, the reason that we are having that we're taking the Crave Crusher with food is so that it's basically riding the wave of the food and it's digesting just like food does. This takes that super nutrient power that is this Crave Crusher, and it makes it work that much more effectively because it's with food or a smoothie, and the two together are just amazing. And then L-glutamine, when you're in like an absolute panic, this is when you're at the mall, and you see the Haagen-Dazs place or whatever, and you're just like, no, I'm going for the L-glutamine instead. And it makes a big, big difference. So I love this. I've spoken about this for a long, long time. I do take all the now. See, the Crave Crusher. This is why you get 4 of these bottles. Okay, at one time you get one of these to 3 of these. I think is what the number is. The reason that you take all 4 when you need them, you need that extra wallop, and you take it all at one time. Okay. So this is how you get yours, by the way, because I know a lot of you are wondering, how do I get that? savingdinner.com/appetite, APPETITE, eat. Appetite. You can spell appetite. You don't need me to spell appetite for you, but I'm just making sure that you know. Just like if you have a broken appetites happen because we can't control cravings. Broken appetites happen because we can't control the amount of food that we're eating because our leptin is broken. So if we can correct that and if we can ultimately heal that, that brings us to the road of what we want, right? At the end of the day, what do we want? We want to be intuitive eaters. We don't want to be weighing or measuring anything, even ourselves. We just want to know that, oh, jeans are getting a little too tight. Maybe I need to, cut back a little bit on X, Y, and Z, or hydrate a little bit more, or, go to bed earlier, because all of these things influence how our bodies react and how we gain weight or lose weight or whatever. We have our own custom metabolic whatever inside of us. Every single one of us reacts differently. And next year for 2022, I'm going to be getting down all over the juiciness of what our blood sugar numbers tell us and how we can dial those in. Have you ever heard of a continuous glucose monitor? Hey there, Susan. I'm glad you're here. You ever hear of that one? Well, this will tell you what's going on in your body. Right now, we have to guess, right? But we know that if our hormones are not working correctly, we're less likely to be in control of what it is that we're eating. And without a continuous glucose monitor, which I don't have and most people don't have unless, you're a diabetic, but there's people who are in my space, in the wellness space, that are starting to do this and having some surprising, results, like finding, I'm thinking for me, because we had some lentil soup because I used up the rest of the lentils that I had from the 2020 pandemic. We need dried beans. I'm thinking that is going to be something that's going to show me that my glucose goes higher. So while we wait to go into that and get really scientific with it and just and do real-time guinea pig stuff, we have things that we can use to control these hunger hormones. And it's our appetite control kit with Crave Crusher and with Leptifix. And I love these things. And I'm telling you, can you imagine being able to get a whole year's supply? Well, that's what you can do right now. Right now, go to savingdinner.com/appetite. And you will be such happy campers, I promise you. So what do you think of that? Who here has used our appetite control kit? Anyone ever used it? No? Not one? Maybe two? I know somebody here has used it. Well, I'll tell you what, I will give you the 411 on it. There you go. Marguerite has. I've used it and it has worked absolutely. It's tremendous how it works. Good for you, Carol. Good for you, Marguerite, Joanne, Kathy, Jocelyn. And Jocelyn has a huge story. She lost a bunch of weight and she's kept it off. She's a good example of what this whole lifestyle is about. And for me, I could probably back off of this. I just haven't yet because I know it works. It really does keep me in the rails. Let me just say this too. Anybody, and pinkies up if this is you, because this is certainly me. Any food addicts in the house? Anyone? Pinkies up. I'm just asking for solidarity here. I'm not asking you to just volunteer and to say, whatever. I'm just saying solidarity, sisters, because as food addicts, we have extra special weights on our backs. We do, because there's an old behavior that we want to go toward. There is an old behavior that we want to fall back on. And when we want that comfort, when we want that feeling of I'm okay, we usually are going to fall back on an old habit that we've done in order to stimulate the pleasure center of our brain. That's what we do. And for most of us, for you and me and all of us that are here, Tracy, she's talking my language. There's the chocolate. Terry's got her we're food addicts here. We are. And food addicts need to really pay attention to these broken hormones. It's going to take a minute to get them fixed, but there's hope. And this is all scientifically based with the research to back it up. It helps. So that's why I say to you, listen, if we can get you to the place, and in a year's time, are you kidding? Of course we can do that. You won't have to take it forever unless you choose to, like I choose to. And the reason I choose to is just because it makes me feel safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. It makes me feel safe. It's sort of like this, when I got down, when I lost all that weight and everything, and I got down and everything, I was thinking, yeah, I could try chocolate again. Maybe I'm not so addicted. But guess what? I went right back into the chocolate zone, and I was right back into that addictive behavior. So that's why I say staying safe to me means that I'm going to take that appetite control kit and I'm going to be using it probably until I'm pushing up the daisies. That's all I have to say about that. So anyway, that's how that whole thing works. That's how the needle moves with this whole thing. So don't ever feel that you're weak or you can't control or if only or whatever. We need science behind us to help us to push the ball down the field. And that addictive behavior, don't ever get arrogant about that. Don't ever think that you've conquered it. Always hold it lightly and just, yeah, you can be victorious. And yes, you can celebrate. And yes, you can do all the things. But I will tell you this, that you going back to the same behavior that you left behind because it caused so many issues in your life, you're playing with fire. And that's what this is. This is basically fire insurance. Crave crusher for sustained crushing of the cravings, because ghrelin is the other hunger hormone. And man, that gets up in your face and that will take you down. I'm telling you, Terry, exactly. Do you see what Terry just put? She said she bought some Lily's chocolate chips and started to chow them down. No more. This is the deal. And this is what happens. This is why I always say, what dessert? If you have a sugar issue, don't think that you can mock it up with a little monk fruit and make all these desserts. Well, it's almond flour and monk fruit. I used Lily's organic chocolate sweetened with stevia or whatever it's sweetened. What does that do? What is that telling your body? My body says, great. I don't care if it's that or if it's, a big block of Cadbury's chocolate. That was my favorite go-to, my drug of choice. It doesn't matter. When we play with fire, we're playing with fire. And it might have a little mask on it. It might be a little bit better for us, but it's still going to screw us up. So that's my lecture on that whole thing. I just want to share with you the importance of this whole thing. Let's see where we are with our time. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when you play with your hunger hormones, when you don't come to the place of recognizing what they are, what needs to happen so that you can correct them, you're going to keep coming back to that same behavior. So psychologically, we need to put the brakes on. Psychologically, we need to understand, just like an alcoholic, we got to walk away from the martinis. And by the way, you don't substitute a martini with a bottle of wine either. You can't, because there's the same mechanism going on. That's what I'm talking about. The brownies, the peanut M&Ms, Andrea, me too. It is a slippery slope. Terry says she can't have things like that in her house. It's a slippery slope. It is. It's an intro. It's saying, it's giving permission for more of the same that we've already suffered through. And when we get through and over that mountain of suffering, and can I get an amen on this one? Why do we want to go back to the same place that brought us so low? Why? We think just this once isn't going to hurt. Just this once is okay. If we have a little bit, just a little bit won't hurt. Well, it's so-and-so's birthday or whatever. We have to be looking at it from this point of view. And that's why I'm saying, from me to you, from one food addict to another, we need to get control. To get control means let's wrap our brains around what it is that we need to do, right? What do we need to do? What does our mindset need to be? And then we need to look at, besides our mindset, how do I address my physiology? Because that's a thing. We have in our brains this pleasure center. And whether you're addicted to heroin or addicted to sugar or crunchy, like Nancy was just saying, you're addicted, sister. And what it is cutting off the pleasure center of the brain and not playing in that sandbox. Total abstinence. Right on, Lisa. Right on. We don't want to repeat we don't want to repeat the pattern, right? We don't want to keep repeating. I mean, that's the definition of insanity. And why I am saying to you that this is so important is that you got to address the cravings too. So I don't want to just say, here, take this, everything will be fine. I'm going to say to you, here, take this. This is what this does. This is what addresses this hunger hormone, ghrelin, over here, and this hunger hormone, leptin, over here. And here's your mindset. Your mindset is that 99% of us need to abstain. 99% of us need to abstain. There's a small percentage of people out there who say, well, then I'm going to feel so deprived. And then I say to them, well, can you have 1 ounce of dark chocolate and be okay with that? And that's it for the day? Or will you continue to think about that dark chocolate that's sitting there in your pantry and saying, I've got to go have it. I've got to go. I used to say, I got to make it gone so I won't do this the next day. And so what would happen? Does anybody know how this works? You're right. I would go out and get more, and I'd do the whole same again. Well, just mow through it, get it all gone, and then off we go to the races, and we'd start doing the same thing over again. That is an addictive lifestyle. That's what it is. So we have to, in order to get past it, address the mindset, and we also have to address the hormones that help it to go all the way. See, look at everybody here talking about this. A little just leads to more craving and more insanity. Look at Tracy. She says, it calls to me. Yep, it calls. I know that. I know that is, you're not alone. And that's why I want to talk about this today. And that's why I want to say enough is enough. And that's why I want so much to bring to your attention the crave crusher and the leptofix, because these two together work like hand in glove. They help you with the physiology part. I will help you every single day with the mindset part. If you're here for the daily dish, that's what we do a lot. We talk about that, because without the mindset piece, you're not really addressing your physiology as much. And I will tell you this too, I think about this as I take my leptofix in the morning. I'm going to get a little woo-woo on you. But as I take my leptofix in the morning, I say I have gratitude for it. And I say, thank you for helping me today as I take it. Same with my SAME, because there's 2 different functions that these 2 wonderful, amazing supplements have. And they have tremendously changed the quality of my life. Getting off the carousel of crazy of food addiction has been absolutely, and let me say, the temptation hasn't left. It hasn't. I'm just going to be really honest with you. I am not perfect. Far from it. It's far from it. But you know what? I know where my weaknesses lie. I know where I stumble. I know where I can fall if I'm not careful. And I'll tell you that mindset, everything. And the next part of it is taking these supplements, because this is why they were created in the first place. I needed them. I wanted them. I begged for them. And here they are. They're 2 of the most important supplements, if you're a food addict, that you can get in your life. And with today's special, you can get them. Go to savingdinner.com/appetite to go grab them. If you buy 2, you're going to get a second set or a third set absolutely free. That's a huge deal. And it's a 12-month supply, right? Isn't that cool? There it is right there. And I dropped all of my thingies. Can you believe that? I dropped everything. I had it all lined up, and of course they all went flying. So let me get them back. Hello. I'm here. I feel like I'm doing a comedy show here. I just disappear for a minute. Come back. All right. So who's going to start this now with their supplements? I want you to start addressing your supplements. with gratitude and knowing what it's going to do inside of you. I think when we line ourselves up with, when I take my thyroid medication in the morning, I do the same thing. When I do, when every time I do something, that's what I do. I do that. You know why I do that? Because I'm recognizing that I'm doing something good for myself and that my body's going to respond in kind, right? Let's put our awareness up there. What do you say? Awareness up, just like pinkies. All right, so that's Leptofix and Crave Crusher. I hope you thought that was fun and informative. I hope that helped you. As you can tell, I'm a teensy bit passionate about it because personal experience and what we went through just to get it. You know, it's just so incredible. We are giving away now. We have a gifty. Look at this pretty, pretty mug. Isn't it so pretty? It says on here, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Who wants to live their life in full bloom? If you do, I don't know, pinkies up. So if you want to live your life in full bloom, Amber is on the other side of this screen. She's got some kind of a little gizmo that's, you know, spin wheel spin. I don't know how she's doing this, but if you're here, you have the opportunity to possibly win this beautiful mug. It's a great mindful mug, isn't it? So let's see who we got. Look at that. Look at all your pinkies coming up. I love it. Well, let's see who we have. I'm sure Amber's going to be coming right up here with all of that. Okay. Karen! Yay! Congratulations to Karen Beeks. She won. Well, Karen, you are going to love this mug. Remember, it is a pinky. It is your mindful mug. You know, it's not just a coffee cup. You can put coffee in it and tea in it and whatever, but you put bone broth in it and be mindful about what it is that you're going to do. So congratulations. We're so thrilled for you. All right. So we're going to put that over here and get into the next goodie. Who's ready? You ready for the next one? Because I think this is the one that I was looking at. Okay. So our next goodie is, are you ready? Digeszymes. Digeszymes. How about this? Listen, this is a combo. I want to tell you about Digeszymes. Now, if you have looked in our shop, we don't have a lot of supplements. The supplements that we have are very pointed and very for a reason. And for women who are over the age of 25, for heaven's sakes, and maybe let's just say things aren't going the way they used to go when we were younger, right? So guess what? Digeszymes are to the rescue to help you with faulty digestion. After the age of 35, our digestive enzymes start to slide. As we get older, as past 40, past 50, past 60, it's like, do they even exist anymore? This is just what happens with, you know, an aging body. I hate to say that. So we have the solution to that, and it's Digeszymes. Now, this Digeszyme combo has, and I can't read all of it, but, you know, just understanding like amylase and pepsin and all kinds of things to break down different components of food. We need the help. We don't need an antacid. Did you hear me? We don't need antacid, protonics, and all those other kind of things. What we need to do is start addressing the fact that our bodies don't have as much digestive power as it used to have. And you know why our bodies don't have the digestive power that it used to have? Anyone know that? The reason why? Because we've gotten older. So babies, for example, let me just give you an example. Babies, the amylase that we have in our mouths, every single place as we go through digestion, there's a different digestive enzyme that gets released with the sphincter action. This is incredible. I love the human body. You know, talk about fearfully and wonderfully made, right? The human body is amazing. So as we chew in our saliva, we have this thing, the biggest enzyme is amylase. Amylase helps to start breaking down the carbohydrates. Now, this is important because this is why we want to chew thoroughly, by the way, so we can break it all down. We don't want to just be gulping down our food. I'm looking at you, Leanne. Eek. I'm the worst. I have to think about eating. I have to think about chewing, you know, like I think I've told you this before. I really watch Mark. He's going to hate me for saying this, but I'll just tell you anyway, you know, just promise me you won't rat me out. But he had to go to the emergency room. This is before I knew him, because he got a piece of steak stuck in his throat. And he had to get scoped and the whole bit. And the doctor said, you really have a tiny esophagus. So I always say, well, you've got a really tiny esophagus. So anyway, he's got a small esophagus. So he has to be extra careful to chew thoroughly. Chewing thoroughly means that, you know, you're not going to lodge a big piece of meat in your throat. So that's why he has to do that. But guess what? It's always the best way to eat anyway, because the more chewed up your food is, the better it digests. It also gives your hunger hormones a chance to react as well. But as we lose our digestive capabilities, as we lose them, as we swallow, we release. There's an esophagus here. And in your esophagus, as it opens and closes, there's a digestive enzyme that gets released in there, and all the way through, until at the very end, ta-da, you know, you make a little something happen in the bathroom, right? I don't need to get graphic about that. So here's the deal that you need to understand, though. This is the important needle mover on this whole thing. When you get acid reflux, that is not because you have too much acid in your stomach. It's because maybe you have a little bit of a hiatal hernia. You've probably heard about that. It just means that, you know, your stomach's coming up a little bit, or a sphincter got left open, or whatever. What you need to do is add digestive enzymes so it all stays down in your stomach. You add digestive enzymes, you take 2 or more, depending on what it is that you're eating. Now, when it comes to a steak, you're going to see me eat 4, even 6 of these, because that's a tough, harder protein to break down. But when we do that, what we are doing is we are aiding the digestive process. This is the whole reason behind all of our supplements. It's to come alongside of what the body's already doing naturally and just give it a little help. That's what we do with our Vibrant Body Detox, by the way, which is our detox supplement. This is what we're doing with Crave Crusher and Leptifix. So we're helping our body do the work that it's supposed to be doing. Isn't that cool? So digestive enzymes, just what Terry said. Did you see what she said? She loves them. She loves digestive, and she puts them in her purse. So I say get 2, but with this combo, you're going to get 3, and you're also going to get a free fiber mender. Now that's a great screaming deal. Fiber mender is one of our most important supplements. I went all over that yesterday. And even if you bought yesterday's fiber mender special, it's not like it's going to go bad, you know? It's not going to go bad. Digestive enzymes are your ticket out of digestive hell. Can I just say that? They are your ticket out of digestive hell. And any of you know this who've had any kind of a digestion problem. All of my gals with gallbladder issues or no gallbladder, if you're not taking digestive enzymes, you're missing the boat, especially if you have dumping syndrome. And dumping syndrome is an indication that your body is not digesting well. Guess what happens when you don't digest well? You don't get the nutrients from the food that you need. It's in the small intestine that our bodies absorb the nutrients. Well, they can't if they don't stay there long enough. So I had a friend who was years ago, probably 20 years ago, when I was just, getting started, really, well, more than that. My kids were, a lot younger. So it was like 25 years ago. And I was a young, getting started kind of a nutritionist, and he was kind of a mentor. And he said to me that when you don't have the digestive support that you need to digest your food, it's like having eating a $15 steak or a $20 steak and getting a nickel's worth of nutrition. That really stuck with me. So we go to all this trouble. We spend all this money on groceries. We make sure that we're getting organic, we're getting grass-fed, we're doing this, we're doing that. We go buy expensive food sensitivity tests so that we can see what's causing the issues. And then we have all these issues with digestion. We get either constipated or have diarrhea, which basically is the same thing, by the way. I know that sounds weird, but it just means that our bodies are not processing toward the end very well. So if we're in this place, and this is important, of having compromised digestion on any kind, my IBS, my Crohn's ladies, all these digestive issues, two things, digestive enzymes, and can I just maybe make another case? You heard me yesterday, fiber. Fiber is everything. Fiber is the thing that moves the needle and makes it so that, yeah, at the end you're going to poop, and especially our fiber, as you know, I talked about this yesterday, several different types of fiber, and it does different things. We've got fiber in there that holds water and holds onto things and all the metabolic waste and what have you that needs to go through, which is important. We have other types of fiber, which basically are a little bit more lignous type of fibers that help to move things through, a little roughage, as my mother would say. So that's really important to have different fibers, not just one, but a couple of different types of fiber. So there's that. Hydration needs to be on point, of course. If you need a little extra help, maybe you need to take some magnesium. But you also need to be all about those digestive enzymes, because if you don't have, now this is what it's called when you chew up your food. Did you know what it's called when it starts to go down? I want to see if anybody knows what the name of this is. Anyone? Bueller? It's bolus. It's called a bolus. The bolus is basically the food that's in your mouth. So chewing that up really, really well helps to release the enzymes and helps it all to go down. But once it hits the stomach, at that point, it's going to go through the large and the small intestine. And that is where the food is going to get assimilated, and some of it's going to go to waste, and the other is going to be used. That's the nutrients, and those nutrients all get picked up and used into your body for the various and sundry reasons that they are. So that's why I'm a huge believer in digestive enzymes. We've got two different kinds in our shop, but the digestive enzymes, digestymes, these are the big guns right here. Glycozyme's good too, but these are the big guns. These have all the things in it, and you can see, you can't ever read this label, of course, but everything that's in here, this proprietary formula for us, and it's also a proprietary formula for women. Okay, so I want you to get on that. Let me see. We've got 6 minutes left. Mastication. Mastication is what you do. It's the chewy thing, right? Terry says she has a colonoscopy scheduled, and she's curious about the outcome. Yeah, and she knew Bolus too. Of course you did, Terry. Of course you did. Yep, and she loves her Digeszyme. So with this special, you're going to get, if you order the 3 Digeszymes, you're going to get a whole big container of Fiber Mender, which I think is a really great screaming deal. And it's going to help you, hopefully, to get to the bottom of what your digestive, I always call them digestive insults. You know what I mean? Because it's insulting when your body, that you can't digest appropriately. And I know this from personal experience, so I can feel like I can talk about this. So we just need to start realizing and recognizing what can we do on our part to maximize and optimize our digestion. Because if we're not getting the nutrients, what's the point? What's the point? We need to get the nutrients. Mimi's asking, what is the cause of hemorrhoids? Childbirth. Yes, there you go. Straining is what it is. Yeah, and do you Digeszymes and or Glycozyme? I do both, Joanne. And you know what? That's a good question. Let me just tell you the differentiator. Now, there are 2 different formulas from 2 different formulators, but I like both. The thing with Glycozyme is Glycozyme helps to bring down sugar too for those of us that need to have our sugar brought down, and it's also that's what I strongly recommend for diabetics. I would, if you have a digestive issue and you have blood sugar issues, I would actually have both, because I would use both in conjunction. And it's 15 minutes before you eat. You take anywhere from 2 to 4. Now, there is a test that you can do to see how many that you need, okay? How many that you need. So let's say you say, you know what, Leanne, I took 4 and it just didn't do anything for me. All right. Let me just tell you about my tests that I did. The very first, when we first got our Digeszymes in, or when I first had the concept of Digeszymes, this was probably 10 years ago. And at that time, I was going through a lot of like, this Hashimoto's is getting on my last nerve. I don't feel good. And everything was a mess. Everything was a mess. I was in walking inflammation. My digestion was not on point at all. And I felt like crap. If I ate steak, and believe me, I love a good steak, but I'd eat a steak and I would feel like I was walking around. I felt like a snake. You know how snakes, you see a snake and they've obviously eaten something very big. I felt like a snake that's just sitting there in me, probably still wiggling. Oh, I know that's a bad visual, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I got a friend of mine introduced me to Digeszymes, and she had a different kind, and she was taking them before dinner. I was like, what? Okay, so what's this? Tell me about it. And gave me some, and we were having. She said, "What did you order?" I said, "I ordered the steak." She said, "Here." She gave me 8, and I said, "This many, really?" And she said, "Trust me, you'll be a new woman." So I took all 8. And I felt great. I ate the steak. I felt great. The next day, I felt great. And the next day, it worked, shall we say? And I was a convert at that point. And then I found from a formulator that I was talking with, he said, you do a test and you take, if 4, made you feel like, oh, it's okay, or it's your sweet spot, then that's great. Take 4, and maybe you adjust them according to what you're eating. I mean, if we had, like last night, we had fish tacos, I took 2. That's all I need. And so that just changed everything, because once I got my digestion on point, once I understood that I could adjust the dose, once I understood that the heavier the meal, the more the digestive help that I needed, and that I could do it from a bottle, my whole life changed. And that, my friends, is why, if you look, I mean, we have like 27 products. That's it. We don't have this humongous line of products in our store. The reason every single one of those in there has been personally, by me, curated. And I felt it important to have 2 different digestive enzymes because we need them. And so there you go, Joanne. I mean, I would, if you have blood sugar issues, I would definitely get the Glycozyme, but I would also probably get the Digeszymes and have that right alongside. It makes all the difference in the world. So those of you with any kind of digestive issues going on, plus the L-glutamine to help heal your gut, by the way. Most women who have digestive issues also have leaky gut issues. So we've got to work on all the things at one time. That's not piling on. It's just being wise. What do you think of that? All right. Where are we? We have 23 seconds left. Who is on it? Go get your deal. Go savingdinner.com/digest. Because I know you want to digest. I know you're tired of this. And that is why we have those 2 different products in there. But I'm telling you, the queen, the one that we've had the longest, that's Digeszymes. The reason we've had it the longest, it is effective. And this formula is like no other. So check it out. You're not only going to get it from us, too. Nobody else has this. All right. Wasn't that fun? And who wants a prize? Who's waiting for the prize? I know I am. You want to see what it is? Anyone? It's a quote deck. Now, I love me some quotes. Oh my goodness, I got to open this one up. Let me just show you what some of the quotes are in it. if I can get in there. You know I can. Where your focus goes, energy flows. Have you ever heard that one? That's from Tony Robbins. Don't surrender to your history. Who needs to hear that right now? There are many things that seem impossible only as so long as one doesn't attempt them. Conviction and convenience don't live on the same block. That was Lisa Nichols and her grandmother, right? Who's going to win this? I think Amber right now is getting on board to see who's winning this. And this is the thing. It also comes with this little stand like this. It's a little easel that you can put right there. So you can take this. Your mind is a prison when you focus on your fear. You're fearful? Maybe you need to have this sitting on your desk looking at you. Because we know this is how we change our mind, by changing the things that we focus on. It's a great, big, huge thing. Doris Lloyd, I'm so glad you won. Congratulations to our Doris. I just love Doris. She's the sweetest ever. She's one of our inner circle ladies, and I'll tell you what, she is a peach. Just lovely. Yay, Doris, congratulations. All right, and don't forget, that's also coming with this little, with the stand. So that's really exciting. Congratulations again, Doris. All right, now, where are we? Okay, this next one, you guys, put on your seat belts. This one is gonna blow you away. This one is gonna take you to the next place. I've got it right here. I've got it right here. You know what? You can get it now, starting right now. This is previous brand new product. We haven't had it before. We gave it away yesterday as one of our gifts, but today it's available for sale. All right, you ready? It's the Ultimate Mix Book with labels. If you buy two, we're going to send you a third one free. So isn't this a great idea? Right? All you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/mixbook. That's all one word. Mixbook. M-I-X book. Yep. Now, let me just tell you about this for a minute. First of all, we're stinking proud of it. In it, you've got everything. You've got recipes for all these fabulous mixes. So you're not buying those stupid, overpriced, chemical-laden, envelopes of crap anymore. You've got your own. You're making your own fresh, and it's wonderful. Think about what an amazing gift this is going to be, right? I'm going to tell you, this is an amazing gift, because not only are you going to get all the recipes, you're going to get the instructions on how to make them. You're going to get a grocery list to go with them. So you can go out and purchase all these spices and create these seasoning blends. And then, like, for the seasoning blend, you are going to get the labels that go with them. We'll send the labels with them. They're all ready to go. You just peel them off, and we'll give you a link on where you can buy these wonderful jars. We got them off of Amazon for less than $20. They're just super cheap. Lots, like 23 jars, I think, or 20 something jar. I don't know. Jenny could tell you how many jars we got. But look at this. This is the garlic lime seasoning, right? And do you see how it says number 10, garlic lime seasoning? Because guess what recipe number 10 is? Garlic lime seasoning. All of these labels have all of these things. So listen, talk about a great craft. Can you imagine giving this to somebody who's a newlywed or a young family, or a woman who's like so intimidated on how to cook? And she always, what does she do? She defaults to goes and gets the envelopes at the store. Well, at least I've got something here. I've got some seasoning here. 24 jars. That's right. It has 24 jars in it. So you can make as many labels of this as you want. And then the backup so for example, this garlic lime seasoning, you're going to have a little bit left over. What do you do with it? You put it in a Ziploc and you write garlic lime seasoning and maybe the date that you made it. You put this together with all of these labels and this lovely book in a gift box, and you gift this to somebody who's going to absolutely adore it, because you have, Think about it. You got rice mixes, you've got noodle mixes, you've got seasoning mixes, all of that in there. You've got muffin mixes. I mean, everything. Absolutely everything. And you know the story behind this, I'm just going to tell you the story behind this is that, well, we've had these mixes for a while. We did these years and years and years and years ago, but they're great. They're wonderful. I've loved them. And, they're tried and true, tested the whole 9 yards. So we had a company that we were trying to work with to do some seasoning blends for us. And they sent me, I should say, this humongous box filled with all these seasonings, filled with all the blends and all this other stuff to see if, we liked anything that they did. They were all horrible, horrible. And I was like so embarrassed. I felt like, oh my gosh, I gave those jars to a food pantry, y'all. I did. Because you know what? This is better. This is the real deal. This is fresh, it's homemade, and you are going to make so many people happy. All you have to do is put 2 in your cart. We will put the 3rd one in for you. And you're going to get a free one of these. And in it, each book comes with a set of labels that aren't they so pretty? I just want you to see this. Aren't they so pretty? Oops. Aren't they darling? And I love that it says number 10, because if you go here, look, I'm going to show you. So cute. It's the cutest thing we've ever done, I think. Look, number 10, garlic lime seasoning. And I've had people asking me for years for the garlic lime seasoning recipe. So, this is something that everybody needs to get. All right. We've got 10 minutes left on this one, by the way. Go to savingdinner.com/mixbook. Put 2 in your cart. We're going to give you the 3rd one free. Who here has a family member that this would benefit, that they would benefit for? I'll tell you, maybe you've got 2. Maybe you're going to keep one of these for yourself. I'll tell you, you should. You should, because these are adorable, and it makes everybody happy. And the other thing is, I'm going to say, not only are you getting rid of all the chemicals and all the garbage and all the add-ins that, they're putting in, not only are you going to get rid of all that, but you're also going to be getting the best quality spices in there that you want to. I mean, you're going to be getting organic if you want, and non-irradiated spices. It tastes different. It tastes fresher. It tastes better. And in the process, you're going to learn a little bit about seasoning blends and how they work and what goes with what. So I don't know about you, but I think you're going to enjoy this. And I think this would make an amazing gift to somebody. It'd be a good baby shower or a wedding shower gift, wouldn't it? It'd be a great one. So it comes just like this. And then this is what the finished product looks like when you get your labels, and that's your seasoning. It's going to be in there. I mean, it looks really nice. What a great gift, huh? I love this. So, what do y'all think of that one, huh? It's what I'm calling the best of the best. Because I will tell you, one of our big flagship recipes, really, the most requested recipe we have, garlic lime chicken. Lots of people have hijacked our garlic lime chicken. Some people give us credit, some people don't. That's cool. But our garlic lime chicken is something that it's absolutely delicious, so wonderful. And people have asked us over and over again, boy, I'd love it if you came up with a spice blend for it. Well, years ago, this is such a funny story. Years ago, it was Marla and I, actually, we went into a spice company here in Brevard. I don't know if they're still here. Maybe they are. I can't remember the name of it. But I loved it because it was run, all the lines and everything were run for special needs folks. And this company provided spice blends and did all these different things. And it was all what they call, private label, meaning, give us a recipe, we'll put it together for you and label it up so that I didn't have to open a factory, kind of a thing. And I will tell you right now that it was a great place. I just, and I felt really good about being there. So in order to go there, I had to dress in this whole, like I was going in for surgery. I had to put on this white suit. I had to put on a mask. I had to put on goggles and hairnet when I went in there. It was so amazing. And the thing that just really gave me joy, I was in there seeing young men and women who had all kinds of special needs and took great pride in the work that they were doing. They came over, they explained what they were doing. And I will tell you, right then and there, I would have just handed them a check and said, do it. The problem is that the minimum that they had were thousands and thousands of jars. And I was just not willing to do that to test this, to see if it would even work. So I'm going to take a look and see if I can find them around here, because I think it would be such a lovely thing to do and have, I would love to be able to have a company like that, doing our products. Wouldn't that be neat if we ever do that? Get into some spices. Right now, I'm telling you how to do it yourself. And that's why I'm so in love with our ultimate mix book. I'll tell you, muffin mixes and what have you. Yeah, those are not on, you're never going to see a muffin on the Sprint. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stuff in here that'll work for you. And this is just a very good basic and primer. Sarah says, too many people think healthy cooking is tasteless and bland. Yes, yes, yes. The ultimate mix book will change your minds. It's true. It's true. And there's a lot of healthy things in here. I mean, here's how to make a split pea soup mix, for example, and what to put in there. And we have the soup piece seasoning mix and all of that. Can you imagine making it that easy for everybody to do? So I'm extraordinarily proud of this, and we put a lot of effort into it. And that our Miss Amber got her little meat hooks on it, as my mother used to say. She did an amazing job with this, lined it all up, and Jenny spent hours, printing these all up. You know what? We are a homegrown little company here. We're small, and we put a great effort and a lot of pride in the work that we do. And everything in here, I absolutely 100% guarantee that you're absolutely going to love. I will not guarantee that they're all Sprint approved recipes, but I will tell you, for every single one of those seasoning recipes, absolutely. And that's what we need to do. We need to get in there and be able to get the stuff that is so delicious. We need to be able to understand how putting a little turmeric and some ginger and some garlic and all these different seasonings, suddenly we have an Indian flavored and Indian inspired chicken instead of that same old chicken that we've been doing all the time. Why not experiment and try that? Or maybe you're going to say, ooh, I like this idea of a Moroccan style chicken. I'll just use my seasoning. How about the French fort or Greek? How about some Italian pizza recipe, seasoning blends? What about that? Or Cajun? You don't have to go buy these. Have you ever tried to buy a jar of those things? It's like $8 for a jar of crap. Or how about this one? How about Asian sweet and savory grill or spicy fajitas? What about that? Or we have one, herbs de Provence. Doesn't that sound sexy and amazing? Well, it is. It's French, for heaven's sakes. There's a touch of lavender that goes in. Poultry seasoning. Yeah, you buy poultry seasoning in the store, I'm going to tell you what, first ingredient is going to be tons of salt. And there's MSG and all kinds of stuff. Not in ours. Ours is just straight, this is what you need. Montreal Steak. Anybody ever buy Montreal Steak seasoning? Well, here you're going to make your own. It's all here in the book. Every single seasoning that I'm talking about, we have how many? 22. 22. Is that not amazing? Joey, I know. I knew you'd like it. Hi, by the way. It's good to see you. By the way, Joey lives in Charlotte, and Joey was with me when we did I did a lot of work with Whole Foods a while back, and Joey was my shopper with me. So it's nice to see you, Joey. Debbie is here too. Yeah, isn't this such a great idea? I love this idea because I love to do, it's a little bit, it's taking the pressure off of doing homemade and doing homemade at the same time. Because if you made this all up, can you imagine how the eyes are just going to light up? They're going to see this and go, oh, 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 isn't that so cool? Yeah, they're going to love this. A whole set of seasoning blends that are all blended up for them with backup in the Ziploc, with the bag on how to make them, and with the labels. Come on. They're gonna lose their minds. That's what we want to do. This is an impactful and practical Christmas gift. I think it's time for that, especially for those people who forgot about, forgot how to cook or haven't cooked in a while or just need a little push to do something a little different. What do you think of that idea? So savingdinner.com/mixbook. That's where you're going to find it. If you buy 2, we're going to give you the third one absolutely free. Each one, remember, you get the mix book and you get all the labels to go with it. Fun. And the instructions on how to make it. And inside is just a treasure trove of all kinds of mixes and what have you. Giving this to, I'm going to give this to my son. See, he's probably going to look at me and go, oh, Mom, I don't have room for that. But I want him to have that. And my daughter would, of course, my daughter's like, I will make my own. Of course. So that's so exciting. Of course, I would remember that experience with you, Joey. That was such a fun time. We had a whole day together. Are you kidding? It was a lot. We have 28 seconds left. Buy 2, get 1 free. Go right now to savingdinner.com/mixbook and go get it. Go get it. I don't know if we're going to be doing the mixed books. I think it's going to be just a Christmas special. I don't know that it's going to necessarily stay in the shop, in perpetuity, but it's going to be there for Christmas. So now's the time. This is the best deal you'll ever get on it. We will not be having any buy, get 1 frees, none of that. When it's done, it's done. Okay? All right. What do you say we give away some swag? I'm talking. Can you add a link for the bottles? The bottles link is in the instructions for the Ultimate Mix book. Yes, we do have a link for that. And when you get it, we have instructions on exactly how to do it. And we have the link, the Amazon link for the 24 bottles. It's an Amazon link, I can tell you that right now. But yes, it's included in your purchase. We want you to have that. Okay, we've got all that right there. There you go. All right. So the swag, we have these amazing little bull clips. I guess that's what they're called, but super heavy duty metal, holds on to anything. This is great for recipes. This is great. I even use it sometimes, with cards, and it just sticks everywhere. Also a big stack of sticky notes, because don't you need sticky notes? Are you kidding? I do. Look at hot pink sticky notes that say Full Bloom on them. I'm all about that. Give those to me any day of the week. Throw in a couple of pens and I'm good to go, because I'm an office supply junkie. So are you. I know you are. Is the book ebook the same? Yes, it is. It is the same one, but now we've taken the time to print it out and make it beautiful. That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it. Do you love yours, Marguerite? You love what? You love her stickers? Oh, Sarah, you little junkie, you. Sarah's hoping that she's going to get more of the goodies. Well, Santa Claus might be good to you this year, Sarah. You just never know. I would be watching my mail if I were you, unless you haven't been a good girl. And here they are, 3 of these big clips. Who's going to win? I do not know, but you know what? Our Amber's spinning the wheel. She's like our Vanna White. Spin, wheel, spin. That's what I say. And yeah, these little pens, which, I'll tell you, I'm very particular about things. You know how I like my pencils and everything. I don't like pens that don't click in. These ones click in and they feel good in your hand. And there's our girl, Kathy Ball. Yay, Kathy. Yes. And all of look at these notes, man. I'm telling you, a stack of notes, 3 big clips, and 2 pens, and a partridge in a pear tree. Yes, yes, yes. Excellence, not perfection. Exactly. So wasn't that fun? Did you enjoy the first hour? Oh my gosh, wait till you see what we're doing tonight. It's ridiculous. But before we leave, I have to tell you about one other thing. We have a big prize. We have a big prize for every session. That's why you don't want to miss out. You got to be here to get the prize. If you're not here, well, you miss out. You want to know what the prize is for this time? You ready? It's a Hot Melt 30 kit. Now, I don't even know how much the Hot Melt 30 kit is, the value of it is, but it's over $300. It has in it the collagen, you've got your perfect paleo protein, you've got your fiber mender, you got your hot melt mix, because we don't want you falling out of ketosis. We're going to keep you there. You've got your Just Juice veggies. So we've got everything taken care of in the smoothie department. And you've also got beauty support. Is that incredible? Who's here for that? We will find out, because our Amber is all over it like white on rice. She's spinning the wheel. And this is going to be the grand prize today. Tonight, well, there's other things coming. There's other things coming tonight. Pinky's up. Indeed. Indeed. Who's going to be dressing up for tonight? I just want to know. The Holy Grail wishes it was the Hot Melt 30 kit. There you go. That's so funny. Lucy Hayes, look at you. Wow. What an incredible prize. Oh, I'm so glad you got that, Lucy. Isn't that fun? Congrats to Lucy. I know she's thrilled. Good to see you, Donna. Congrats, Lucy. You won, Lucy. Yes, you did. Oh, I'm so thrilled for you. Well, I'm telling you, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, game on. Wait till you see what we have for what we're offering. The deals are epic. You thought this was good? Wait till tonight. We have the grand prize. Wait till tonight. I'm going to blow you away. Okay? Giddy up, cowgirls. Make sure you're there. Go to savingdinner.com/bonanza. You got to get your seat or you can't come in. And I'm not being a butthead about it, okay? Or a Beavis. Not being that. It's just the way Crowdcast works. If you go to savingdinner.com/bonanza, you will see Friday night session. Click on the link and you will get your link so that you can join us tonight. And I'll tell you what, if you dress up, game on. We're going to be really playing. I guess I could do some horns like that. Isn't that a Texas thing? Come on, you Texas folks. Tell me. The Texas Longhorn thing. I'm excited about tonight. Helen's got her seat. How did you do that? You were just here, Lucy. That's all. We have a system. We have this software that we take everybody who comes in, their names all go, it's like going into a hat. And the thing spins and we don't know who's going to, spin out. Isn't that exciting? Tonight at 7 p.m. Dress like to impress, because it's the Bonanza. And it's the last session. You're going to want to be there. Savingdinner.com/bonanza. Go get your seat. I'll see you tonight. Peace be with you.